Okay, so let's start the day 12. It's a very small chapter, but once again, very impactful. And I'm hoping you guys are not getting tired of me saying that before I start every chapter. But the reality is that is the truth. Like every chapter is so impactful when you sit down and think about these practices. They just change the course of your uh, life, the course of your thought process, um, changes all the anxiety and fear into happiness, ease. Those are the feelings that come and stay with you when you do these practices regularly for many days in a row. If you take break, the effect tends to go away a little bit. I won't say it goes away fully, but it does bring those feelings of anxiety and fear back. But once you get back into the rhythm again, you feel the ease of life in you. So, very important chapter, day 12, magical people who made a difference. We have talked a little bit in the past that there are so many people that come and impact our life. Some in a small way, some in a big way, some totally change the direction, and some will come but encourage you in whatever you are doing when you feel low. So, this chapter is all about those people who have come and impacted in any way, small, big, changed the direction or the course of the life, or encouraged you or made you better in whatever you were planning or doing that time. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. I'm sure everybody felt like everybody has experienced it that they're feeling sometimes low, and all they do is they pick up the phone and call a friend, bounce some ideas, share the thoughts, and suddenly they feel better. Right? So that friend who you reached out really brought the light back in you. Each one of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. And in return, what we have to do for these people, say thank you, feel the gratitude. This particular quote is by Albert Schweitzer from 1875 to 1965. He was a Nobel Peace Prize winner and medical missionary and a philosopher. So, very nice quote. Sometimes people take help from other people and they totally forget what the other people did for them, small or big, that is immaterial. Every one of us has received help, support, or guidance from other people at particular times in our life when we needed it most. I'm going to share a story. Like when I was small, I don't even remember how small, probably grade four or maybe five. Like in that age group, I do not really recall exactly which grade I was in. And I was when I was growing in India, I come from a defense background. So my father was from Air Force, my uncles were in army. So we used to go to school in army trucks. And usually it was not one truck going to one school. It was usually one truck picking a lot of kids and then making stops in different schools. And I still remember that scene. I don't know how it happened. And usually they took care of the kids. There was a conductor sitting in the back, always watching the kids. But I don't know what happened that day. I got down in the wrong school. And I was small, grade three types, grade three, four. And once I got down thinking it was my school, but once the truck left, nobody noticed that I got down in the wrong school. I was panicked. I just did not know what to do. I did not know the way to my own school. I was just stranded there. And then suddenly this person appears. He was somebody, I do not know him. I do not even recall his face, but he was somebody in the army uniform. And because we come from the same background, we were taught to trust the people who are in uniform. And he noticed me, and he was a young person in army. I wouldn't like young person, I wouldn't call him more than 35, 40 years. And he noticed me and he asked me which school I should be going. And he basically walked me to the school where I should have got dropped. And I had forgotten about that incident. Like I did not, like it was somewhere in my subconscious, but I did not even remember when I grew up. I reach my school, everything is fine, and then the life goes on. But when I was doing this exercise, I don't know, first, second, third time back in the many, many, many years ago, suddenly I remember this person. I do not still recall his face, but I remember being dropped to the wrong school and then being walked by another person to the right school. Small gesture, but was it really small? But I had totally forgotten about it. But when I was sitting and reflecting and doing this exercise, I I was like, what if he did not show up that day for me? What if he did not slow down that day for me and took the time to walk me to my school? I don't even know, but I'm assuming that he must have gotten into a little bit of trouble because he was definitely going for his work and he must have gotten late to get to his office. What happened to him? I have no idea. I never met the person again, right? But if I think about the worst situation, what would have happened if he did not stopped for me or slowed down for me? My life could have taken a very different route if I wasn't taken back to the school or the space I belong to. And that this memory came back to me when I was doing this exercise. So a lot of people have done so many things for us, but we tend to forget. I never said thank you to that person. At least I do not recall when he was in front of me. I was a small girl too, but I do not remember. But this exercise helped me remember that one incident and helped me say thank you to that person. I do not know where that person is. I do not know if that person is still around in the world or not. But wherever he is or was, I took the time to sit with him and say thank you. Sometimes another person alters the course of our life through their encouragement, guidance, or just being there at the right time. In my particular example, this particular person in the uniform was just there at the right time. But if you look back, you're going to find people who have encouraged you. And some people have changed the course of your life by their guidance, by their support, by their encouragement. And then life goes on, and we tend to forget those times when one person touched us or changed our life. Sometimes you don't even realize the impact a person had until well into the future. Like I literally remembered this person at least 38 years later, 30, 35, 38 years later. I had totally forgotten him. Sometimes you don't even realize the impact a person had until well into the future. When you look back on your life and realize that a particular person was pivotal in magically changing the direction of your life for the better. The person may have been a teacher or coach, an uncle, aunt, sibling, grandparent, or any family member. So the role these people may be in your life can be anything. And that is not really important. What is the important thing is, how did they impact your life? They may have been a doctor, nurse, or a best friend. They may have been the person who introduced you to the current partner or to a particular interest that became one of your greatest passions. Sometimes people just introduce you to a new experience reading books, let's go for a walk, let's go for a trek. And suddenly that interest becomes your passion. Maybe they were someone you didn't even know, and they appeared in your life very briefly, performing a random act of kindness that touched you to the core. My grandmother gave me my love for books. Now, Rhonda Byrne is talking about her own example. Her grandmother gave me the love for books, cooking, and the countryside. By sharing her love for those things with me, all of them affected and changed the course of my life. Cooking became a passion of mine for over 20 years. My love of books eventually led to me becoming a writer. And my love of the countryside has influenced where I have lived throughout my life. My grandmother also disciplined me with a steel hand to say thank you. At the time, I thought she was just teaching me to be polite. It was only later in my life I realized that teaching me to say the magic words was the greatest gift of my grandmother ever gave me. Sometimes somebody is teaching you a habit. They're correcting you. Oh, say this, do this. But you do not realize the impact of that correcting you. Maybe in the moment, we feel not happy. Why is this person correcting me? Or always pointing me to do something. But in the long run, we may realize why. In the long run, you may realize the good impact of that habit or that pointing that some of your friends and the family are doing. She's not alive anymore, but I continue to be grateful to her for the huge influence she had on the course of my life. Thank you, Grandma. Even if the person is not around in the world, do not hesitate to say thank you to them. We all have those people in our lives who have helped us in so many ways, whether we realized at the time or not. But now, sit down with yourself and reflect on those people. Reflect on the act of kindness they have done for you. And this is what we are going to do today. Today, you're going to think about the magical people who have impacted your life. Find a quiet place alone, sometime during the day today. Sit down and think of 3 extraordinary people who have made a difference in your life. These people can be anybody. They can be from your family, they can be from your friend circle, they can be teachers, coaches, anybody. Sometimes even in today's day and age, they can be even influencers. Sometimes you get connected to an influencer, you learn from them, and you incorporate some of the teachings they are giving you, and you change how you live your life. So they can be anybody, whether you live with them, don't live with them, and whether they are alive or around or not. Once you have your 3 people, work with one person at a time and talk out loud to each person as though they were present, telling him or her the reason why. This why keeps coming back in every exercise, every time we say thank you, because this why brings out the feelings in us. Tell them why you are grateful to them and how they affected the course of your life. So what Rhonda Byrne is asking is, what we have to do today is identify 3 people who have influenced you or helped you in any way. Identify 3 people, work with one person at a time. Don't work with all 3 at a time. Pick one person at a time and then tell each one of them loudly, why are you grateful for them? What did they do for you, to you, that you want to thank them. That why is very important. And how did it impact you? Make sure you do this magical practice with all three people in one session. So this is also important. What Rhonda Byrne is asking is you pick these people and then you sit down with all three of them in one session, because it will take your feeling of gratitude to a far deeper level. If you split up this magical practice throughout the day, you will not feel the same depth of gratitude, nor receive the magical results. So the idea behind doing this exercise with all three people in the one session is, once you get into the feeling of gratitude, it tends to increase with time. Okay? Your feeling is going to get deeper and deeper and deeper once you do it for some time. So that's why she's suggesting to do this exercise with three people in one session. Here's an example of what you might be saying. Just one more thing before I move forward. Just to be clear, we do three people in one session, but when we are talking to these people, we are talking to one person at a time. So we talk to person one, tell them why we are thankful to them, we finish with them, and in the same session, we pick person two, we tell them why we are thankful for them, we close with that person, and in the same session, we start talking to the third person. So one session, three people, talk to them individually in that one session. Here's an example of what you might say. Sarah, I want to thank you for the time that you encouraged me to follow my heart. I was lost and confused that day, and your words touched me and lifted me out of despair because of what you said. I found the courage to follow my dream, and I moved to France to work as an apprentice chef. I'm living my dream, and I couldn't be happier, all because of what you said to me that day. Thank you, Sarah. So this is one example how you can talk to the three people you have identified. It's very simple. Your reasons are going to be your reasons, and your language is going to be your language, whatever speaks to you. It's very important that you say the reasons why you're grateful, and you can't say too much. Instead, the more you say and the more you feel, the more amazing the results. You will see the magic explode into your life from doing this practice. It numbers among the most powerful acts of gratitude you can ever perform. So Rhonda Byrne is not time bounding you. Okay? What she's saying is, after you have picked the time and you're talking to your three people, talk as much as you can to them. Talk as much as your heart desires. Because the more you talk to these people and the more you show your gratitude to them, the more magic is going to come in your life. You do not have to cut the corners. You do not have to find shortcuts. No, none of that. Talk to them as much as you want. If you're not in a position to talk out loud, if there are other people in the house or in the space you are, then you can write down your words to each person and address them as though you are writing a letter. I think this is clear to everybody. If somebody cannot talk to them out loud, don't do it in your head. Write a letter to each one of them telling what act of kindness they did, how did they impact you, and why you are feeling the gratitude for them. When you have completed this practice, you will feel a huge difference in the way that you feel. The evidence of gratitude's power Working is always that first and foremost, it makes you happy. One one thing that you can understand is if after writing your gratitude, after doing these practices, if you're not feeling happy, that means something you did wrong. If you are not um, feeling at peace, or if you're still feeling anxiety, then the practice, you didn't do the practice right. The first sign that you are doing the right thing in these practices is right after you finish this practice, um, you start to feel good. Your fear goes away. You feel very happy. You feel at ease. You feel in peace with life. So that is the first sign. Make sure um, after you finish any practice, spend 30 seconds or 1 minute with you and try to notice, are you feeling happy? Are you feeling at ease? It's very important. Take a note of that. And 99.999% you will. Sometimes the brain is going to trick you, the brain is not going to let you focus. Change the thoughts in your brain, shift your mindset, bring more and more feelings to get that outcome that you feel happy, at ease, and all the fear and anxiety goes away. So this is a very good litmus test that you can do when you are doing any of the practices in this book, not just this chapter, any practice that Rhonda Byrne has given us. The secondary evidence of gratitude's power is that you attract wonderful things. And as if all of that wasn't enough, the happiness you feel after practicing gratitude also attracts more wonderful things, which will make you even happier. Especially the long term practitioners, when you talk to them, they will tell you repeatedly, there is so many good things I get in a day or in a week. Like, I don't know where all that is coming from. Like, when they say they don't know where that is coming from, don't take that in the literal meaning, because like experienced practitioners, they know exactly where it is coming from. It is coming from because they live in the feeling of gratitude. Because from the time they wake up and the time they sleep with the magic rock, they do so much gratitude that they get so many good newses. Everything starts to work in their favor. They they feel more at ease. Their anxiety is like long gone. So that is the second evidence of these practices. Once you start doing them, you will see, you are just happy. You're not getting any angry. You don't have fears. You don't have anxiety. So that is the second um, outcome that you can see in your life, in your personality, in your demeanor. That's the magic of life, and that's the magical power of gratitude. Okay, so I love this practice. It has helped me reflect myself, of course. You have to always reflect in life yourself. But it has helped me recognize the people, like the example I gave me. I didn't even remember this person, and I still don't even recall his face. But I just remember the incident, and I just remember that somebody slowed down for me and took the time to walk me to the right place. Because think about it, if he did not do that for me, anything could have been anything could have been happening to me today. I don't know where I would have been, right? So it gives you the moment, it gives a pause in your life, and it helps you to recognize these people. So magical practice number 12, magical people who made a difference. So how are we going to live our day today? In the morning, when we wake up, we do a list of 10 blessings. Identify what you're grateful for, write why, write 10 of those gratitudes, And once you're done, go back, reread each one of them, and say thank you, thank you, thank you after each one of the blessing. When you reread, you're going to feel a lot of gratitude. And that's why we always go back and reread them. In a quiet place during the day sometime, make a list of 3 people who made a difference in your life. So the first part of this exercise is identify these 3 people. They can be anybody. You be the judge. Who do you want to pick? There is no right or wrong choice. Everybody you pick is the right choice. Work through the list one person at a time, and while talking out loud, you're talking to them as if they're sitting in front of you. Tell each person individually the reason why you are grateful for them and exactly how they affected the course of your life. In one session, you're going to talk individually to 3 different people, and you're going to tell each one of them why why you are grateful for them and how they affected your life. And then at night, our everyday practice of taking the magic rock, telling the magic rock what is the best thing that happened with you today, and say thank you to the magic rock, and then sleep. Okay? When you do this practice of magic rock, you are also forced to identify one good news for the day. When you reflect back on your day, you scan your day and you're forced to find one good news of the day. And every day you end up finding a good news. What happens when you find the good news? You feel happy. So, simple practice, but very impactful, very touching. I find this practice very touching because it took me back in the time, every single time I was doing it. It just makes me happy. Okay. I am going to stop the recording. Is there any question? Yes, Chitali.
Like I want to share the one good news.
Yes.
Yeah, that I have practices for I have to give my G exam for the driving test. And I was I was manifesting, like I was doing the thank you that I got my G license, I have cleared on the first attempt and everything.
Mhm.
And literally I have cleared in the first attempt, and like I have done some of the mistake as well while the parking and everything, but that the examiner has said no, you passed. And I was so happy. Oh my god, I thought I was just like, because I have done something wrong, and I was just, oh my god, now I'm fail. I was just,
Very
like we
nice.
click in the mind, and and when I stopped the car on that time, she, you are cleared. Oh, I was so got so happy that my I have said thank you, and I have manifested about it, and it's become true.
Very
So
nice.
please do the practices. You never know when it gonna happen.
Very nice. Very good sharing, Chitali. Very good sharing. And yes,
Yeah, like I was every day, like I was whenever I was free or whenever it's come in the mind, I have clear in the first attempt. I have clear in the first attempt. And
uh-huh,
for me, it's like very like lots of tension I have it because I don't like to drive on the highway,
uh-huh.
and I have to give the exam for the highway. So I was so scared about it.
So can I stop you for 1 second?
Yeah.
You cannot use I'm doing a lot of practice and I was stressed in the same sentence.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. Like I was
Okay?
just saying it because because when I was not doing that practice on that time, I have to give the GA exam. Like मुझे देनी है जी एग्जाम, मुझे देनी है जी एग्जाम. और फिर क्यों यार मुझे हाईवे भी चलाना पड़े, तभी मैं ऐसा सोच रही थी. फिर मैंने ऐसे सोचा कि नहीं, इट्स ओके, हो जाएगा सब कुछ.
Exactly. When you are
And
doing practice, don't let the
या
stress
या
will not
नो नो
come.
लाइक मैं जब भी नहीं कर रही थी, मैं तभी मैं सोच रही थी ऐसा कि मुझे
Yeah.
बहुत ऐसा था कि मुझे देनी एग्जाम एंड ऑल. क्यों क्यों देनी पड़ रही है एग्जाम.
वेरी
और
गुड,
फिर
दैट्स अ
मैंने
वेरी
सोचा
गुड।
कि नहीं यार, इट्स ओके, हो जाएगा यार, वो तो देनी ही पड़ती है, इट्स ओके, इट्स नॉट बिग डील, सब लोग देते हैं, मैं भी दे दूंगी। उसमें कुछ बड़ी बात नहीं है। एंड आई हैव क्लियर इट एंड या।
Very good. Now you're gonna go see places. Now you have a license.
Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah. Now I can go to the places, I can buy a car as well.
There
Because
you
I'm
go.
looking for a job as well. So, I'll get the
Good.
job and I'll drive it.
Yeah,
I'll buy
yeah,
the car and then, yeah, good to go.
Great.
yes.
Congratulations, Chitali.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
I just want to share one thing because Chitali shared. So, yeah, next turn for Vrinda because she is also looking for her license. And for today's practice, like because it's for magical people and might be Chitali, this may help you. So, for me, the first person that I placed is sitting in front of me, Anuriti. And she is the one who really guided me so well when I landed in Canada. The way she guided me, she structured my career and she helped me. Whatever I am today, I am standing here in front of you or in Canada. It's because of her only. So I'm lucky to share this and do this practice in front of her and with all of you. And if you need any advice related to career or any guidance, so I think you are at a right place. So you can connect with her. She'll guide you whatever is really needed and right for you at this time because we yesterday also we connected Chitali. So whatever you need, I think that's why I got the intuition that let me share. So maybe you may
Yeah.
get a right help from her. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Anuji, if whenever you have a free time, please let me know. Actually, I want to connect with you for like I'm looking for a job and everything for that.
Okay, I'm gonna ping you separately, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We have about 3 or 4 minutes. Does anybody, Vrinda, do you have anything you, yeah, sure. You are on mute, Vrinda.
I wanna congratulations, Chetali, first of all. Safe
Thank you so much.
driving. Enjoy your new car.
Yeah, no,
Whenever
thank you.
whenever we will meet, please give us a ride.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Please tell me the practices you are practicing.
Like
Whatever
I
you have done.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely. Like I have just said, thank you. I got my license. Like I got my G license, and I have cleared on the first attempt. I have said that only,
आप
and I have
लिखते थे
write it
इसको?
in. Yeah, मैं लिख भी रही थी बहुत बार क्योंकि थैंक यू लाइक मैंने ना एक्चुअल ऐसे किया था लाइक फॉर 3 days आई हैव राइट इट फॉर द 3, 6 and the 9 time. Like in the morning time, time and the like extra, यानी जो हम वो प्रैक्टिस करते हैं वो तो सही है, हमारी जो असाइनमेंट है वो तो करती थी, उसके
Okay.
अलावा मैं ये भी करती थी एंड आई हैव जस्ट
So
लाइक पॉजिटिव में।
the 369 practice, Chitali, just 1 second. Vrinda, you still have question on your face. So the 369 practice, what it is whatever you want to achieve, you write, you come up with an affirmation, and in the morning you write it three
या
times. In the afternoon, you write that 6 times, and in the
यस
night, you write that 9 times.
At the time of sleep, like before sleeping और किसी भी टाइम रात
नो
में?
नो ये दैट्स फाइन, किसी भी टाइम लाइक 8 बजे लिखो या 9 बजे, जब भी आप फ्री होकर कुछ सब कुछ हो गया आपका खाना वाना एंड ऑल और आप फ्री बैठे हो तो तभी आप लिख लो, दैट्स फाइन।
इसके अलावा और क्या लिखा था?
मैंने सिर्फ यही लिखा था कि थैंक यू, आई हैव क्लियर्ड माय जी एग्जाम ऑन द फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट ऑन द June 10th 2026।
अच्छा,
मेरी
डेट भी लिखी
जून,
थी आपने?
हाँ मेरी क्योंकि मेरी है ना, मैंने बुक की थी ना जून
मैं तो
टेंथ
डर
को।
के मारे बुक ही नहीं कर पा रही हूँ। मतलब मैं सुनीता दीदी को कह रही हूँ मेरी जिंदगी का लक्ष्य हुआ अपना ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस।
नहीं नहीं
जब आपने
टेंशन
बोला
मत लो,
ना,
हो
मेरे
जाएगा।
को लगा मेरी भी ना अमेजन में वो चली गई है कि मतलब ये कितनी बड़ी बात है कि लाइसेंस का ही आपने मुझे बताया। और आप
या
जैसे कह रहे थे मुझे डर लग रहा था हाईवे पे ये वो, मैं भी
या
सिर्फ थोड़ा सा वो हो रही हूँ जबकि प्रैक्टिस मैं पूरी कर रही हूँ चलाने की। आज
या
मैं भी बुक कर ही डालती हूँ।
नहीं नहीं बुक कर डालो, और ऐसा हो ना तो आप लेसन भी ले लो ड्राइविंग इंस्ट्रक्टर से,
वो भी
क्योंकि वो
मैंने
है ना
किसी से
आपको गाइड
बात
भी
करी
करेंगे,
थी।
वो रूट भी है ना आपको करवाएंगे। तो मैंने ऐसे ही किया था, मैंने 2 लेसन उनके पास से लिए थे, फिर मैंने बोला कि आप बुक ही कर दो, अभी ऐसे भी करना हो क्योंकि मेरा डेट भी था, यानी अक्टूबर में मेरा एक्सपायर हो रहा था G2,
अच्छा।
और मुझे देना था तो
तो
मुझे
मैं 1 सेकेंड इंटरप्ट करूं, चिताली एंड वृंदा?
या
This is gonna get disconnected in a minute, but why
Oh,
don't you guys connect offline? Like separately, you guys
ओके।
can talk.
yeah,
Okay?
that's
I
not
नहीं,
don't.
इसमें तो मुझे सीरियसली आपकी हेल्प चाहिए। जो जो प्रैक्टिस आपने करी है, मैं कह रही हूँ मेरे लिए सब कुछ अभी लाइसेंस हुआ पड़ा है।
yeah,
अभी
no, don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna like this is gonna get closed, but
Yeah,
please connect offline and help each other. That's the whole reason why we came together.
yeah, no, yes, definitely. And please अनुज आप मुझे बताइए जब भी फ्री हो आप तभी हम
Sure,
बात करते हैं, ठीक है?
sure, sure. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you so
thank
much,
you.
everybody. Have a magical morning and magical
मैजिकल
day.
मैजिक डज टू एवरीवन।
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.